I smile like I'm healed, but I'm hiding what it costs. Everybody sees me standing, nobody saw me lost. I build a life they recognize, but burying the truth. The life I never talk about is the life that made me who I am. I don't talk about the nights I couldn't sleep, when the ceiling knew my secrets better than the people next to me. When I stared into the mirror asking, who are you? Then looked away because I already knew. I don't talk about the calls that I ignored, the people that I loved that I couldn't be there for, the messages I typed and never sent, the apologies that died inside my head. I don't talk about the pressure in my chest, how I learned to call exhaustion doing my best, how I kept saying I'm alright, then fell apart the second I got home at night. Everybody wants the story after I survive, nobody wants the chapters where I question staying alive. Not in the way they think I mean the life I had inside, the part of me that disappeared while everybody watched me smile. I became good at changing subjects when they asked, good at laughing when the question got too close to my past, good at turning every wound into a lesson for the crowd, while praying nobody noticed I was still bleeding underneath it now. And that's the part I never tell. You can win in everybody's eyes, still feel like you lost yourself. I remember being younger with a head full of plans, thinking life would understand me if I gave it all I had. Then reality came knocking with a bill I couldn't pay. Took a couple dreams from me and called it growing pains. I watched some people leave without a proper goodbye. Some became strangers while they were still in my life. Some promises expired without anybody admitting it. And some wounds got so old I forgot who originally did it. Maybe that's the dangerous part of getting older. You stop asking who hurt you and start carrying the closure. You stop expecting people to explain why they changed and start accepting some connections were only meant to fade. I don't blame everybody anymore, I don't blame myself the same way either. But I remember every version of me that needed somebody and didn't get somebody. The kid who thought being strong meant never crying, the man who thought being tired meant he wasn't trying, the person who confused being needed with being loved, the person who gave everything and still wasn't enough. I know him because he's still somewhere inside me. This is the life I never talk about, the years I buried underneath this mouth, the nights I said I'm good when I was breaking down, the dreams I almost killed because I couldn't figure myself out. This is the life I never talk about, the fear behind the confidence you see right now. I lost myself trying to become somebody else, then had to fight my way back to myself. If you only knew what it took to get me here, you'd understand why I don't waste another year. I don't need you to know every scar I found, just know I'm still standing when I could've stayed down. I used to think my past was something I could outrun, so I kept moving fast and never stopping for anyone. New goals, new places, new faces, new plans, but you can change your surroundings and still be the same man. I carried old fear in a brand new rooms, turned every little silence into something I assumed. If somebody took too long at the answer, I expected goodbye. If somebody loved me deeply, I wondered when they lie. That's what pain can do if you let it become your guide. It puts a lock on every door and calls the prison safe inside. You start protecting yourself from things that haven't happened yet, living every new chapter through the shadow of regret. I lost opportunities because I was afraid to fail, lost relationships because I was afraid they bail, lost pieces of myself trying to control every outcome, then wonder why my heart felt like a room nobody could come from. I can't rewrite it, but I can stop letting it write me. Man, past gave me scars, but it doesn't get to hold the pen anymore. So if I look different, that's because I finally faced it, stopped decorating my pain and finally named it. I was angry, I was scared, I was lost, I was proud, I was surrounded by people and still felt left out. I wanted somebody to save me, but I hated admitting I needed help. Wanted somebody to understand me, but wouldn't even understand myself. That's a contradiction I carried for years, wanting to be heard while hiding behind my fears, wanting to be loved while pushing people away, wanting a better life but repeating yesterday. I can't blame the world for every choice I made. Some bridges burned because I brought the flame, because I never knocked. Some dreams died because I stopped, and that's hard to say, because it's easier to call yourself a victim than admit you had a part in the damage. But accountability didn't destroy me, it gave me somewhere to start. This is the life I never talk about, the years I got buried underneath this mouth. The nights I said I'm good when I was breaking down. The dreams I almost killed because I couldn't figure myself out. This is the life I never talk about. The fear behind the confidence you see right now. I lost myself trying to become somebody else, and had to fight my way back to myself. If you only knew what it took to get me here, you'd understand why I don't waste another year. I don't need you to know every scar I found. Just know I'm still standing when I could've stayed down. There were days I hated everything I represented, every achievement, and felt like something I invented. People said you're doing great, I said thank you. Then went home and wondered if any of it was true, because validation is dangerous. When you're starving for it, you can build your whole identity around people wanting more of it. One compliment lifts you, one criticism brings you down. Now your self-worth depends on strangers in the crowd. I learned that lesson late, you can't build peace from applause. So I stopped chasing everybody's approval, stopped explaining every decision to people who wouldn't understand, and stopped shrinking just to make somebody comfortable. Stopped calling myself difficult because I finally became honest. Maybe I'm not who I was. Good. I don't wanna be the old me, survive what he knew. The new me is learning what he didn't. I don't miss the person I was, I miss the person I thought I was gonna become before life changed me. That's a different kind of grief nobody talks about. Losing an imagined future while you're still walking around. You own the house you never built, the family you never had, the version of yourself that never made those mistakes. But maybe the dream wasn't dead, maybe it was just different. Maybe I needed every wrong turn to recognize the right road. Maybe I needed empty rooms to learn how to carry my own load. Maybe I needed rejection to stop begging for a seat. And maybe being overlooked taught me how to stand on my own feet. I don't romanticize the pain. Pain isn't beautiful just because it made me stronger. Some nights were ugly, some losses were permanent, some memories still hurt when they return. But I'm finally learning that healing doesn't mean forgetting. Healing means remembering without becoming the memory. So here's the part I never talk about. Sometimes I'm still afraid. Sometimes I wake up and wonder if I'm actually changing, or just getting better at pretending. Sometimes I miss people I know I shouldn't call. Sometimes I revisit places that don't exist anymore. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I'd made one different choice. But then I remember, one choice didn't create me, 1,000 choices did. And I still have thousands left. That's why I'm not finished, not even close. I've got too many pages left to let one chapter decide the ending. I've got too many wounds left to let them convince me I'm broken. I've got too many mornings left to keep worshiping what happened last night. And if you're listening while carrying something nobody knows about, I see you, not your face, your way. This is the life I never talk about. The war behind the calm you see right now. The nights I disappeared without leaving town. The years I spent trying to figure myself out. This is the life I never talk about. The truth I kept beneath the guarded mouth. I thought my broken pieces made me less somehow. Now I know they're proof I made it out. If you only knew what it took to get me here, you'd understand why I protect the life I have this year. I don't need to hide the scars to make them disappear. I just need to stop letting them decide who I become from here. I stopped asking, why me? Started asking, what now? That's when everything changed, not overnight, not magically. Not because somebody came and rescued me, because I finally got tired of waiting for a different life while repeating the same one. I started waking up with intention, started keeping promises to myself, started saying no without writing a paragraph afterward. Started walking away from anything that required me to hate myself to stay. Oh, I started forgiving the younger me. He didn't know better, he was surviving with the tools he had. And maybe that's true for you too. Maybe you're judging an old version of yourself with knowledge you didn't have back then. Don't. You can regret your choices without becoming your own punishment. You can admit you were wrong. You can lose years without losing the rest of your life. You are not the worst thing you've ever done. You're the person who decides what happens next. I know what it's like to feel late, watching everybody move forward while you're trying to repair what they can't see. They get promotions, relationships, houses, families, new beginnings, and you're sitting there wondering why your life feels like it's stuck on repeat. But comparison never asks what somebody had to survive. You see their chapter 10 while you're judging your chapter 3. So I stopped counting somebody else's milestones and started measuring my own distance. Yesterday I couldn't say what I felt, today I can. Yesterday I couldn't forgive myself, today I'm trying. Yesterday I thought asking for help made me weak, today I know weakness is pretending you don't need anyone. That's progress. Maybe it doesn't look impressive on paper, but I'm alive inside my own life again, and that's worth everything. There's a version of me I still carry quietly, not because I'm ashamed, because I remember him. I remember the nights, I remember the doubt, I remember staring at the phone, hoping somebody would notice without having the courage to say I need you. I remember laughing with people, then going home feeling completely alone. I remember wanting to disappear from expectations, not from life, just from the pressure of being somebody I didn't know how to be. And if I could sit beside that version of me now, I wouldn't give him a speech. I tell him, you're gonna make mistakes, you're gonna lose people, you're gonna lose yourself for a while, but don't confuse being lost with being finished. Because sometimes the road disappears only because you're supposed to build another one. I don't talk about it because it still hurts, I talk about it because it doesn't own me anymore. I don't hide because I'm ashamed, I hide less because I've learned that honesty can be stronger than armor. I don't need everybody to understand my story, I just need to stop lying to myself about it. And maybe that's the comeback, not becoming famous, not proving everybody wrong, not making the people who doubted you regret it. Maybe the real comeback is waking up one morning and finally liking the person staring back at you. This is the life I never talk about, the truth behind the person standing here now. The nights I nearly gave up on figuring it out, the years I lost trying to silence every doubt. This is the life I never talk about, the scars I used to cover underneath my clothes. I thought surviving meant pretending I was whole, now I know healing means accepting what I know. I don't hate my past anymore, I just don't live there. I don't fear tomorrow anymore, I just don't know what's waiting there. And for the first time in a long time, I don't need to, because maybe life isn't supposed to make sense while you're living every second of it. Maybe some answers only arrive after you've survived the question. Maybe the person you become isn't the person you plan to be. Maybe that's okay, I spent years trying to become somebody I thought everybody else would accept. Now I'm becoming somebody I can accept when nobody's watching. That's different, that's freedom. I don't need to look fearless, I just need to keep walking while I'm afraid. I don't need to erase every scar, I need to remember what each one taught me. I don't need to prove I'm strong, I need to stop abandoning myself every time life gets hard. And if nobody understands that journey, I'll understand it, because I lived it. Everybody asked how you became strong, nobody asked how many times you had to break alone before you learned how. If that line found you at the right time, don't explain everything, just tell somebody what you're surviving. Maybe somebody reading your words will realize they're not the only one. So this is for the person hiding behind I'm tired, for the person who keeps saying soon, for the person who lost years and thinks there's nothing left to save, for the person who looks successful but feels empty when the room gets quiet, for the person who doesn't recognize themselves anymore, for the person who keeps restarting, for the person who thinks restarting means failing. It doesn't, sometimes restarting is the bravest thing you can do. You don't need permission, you don't need everybody cheering, you don't need the perfect plan. You need one honest decision, then another, until one day you look backward and realize the life you were afraid to change is finally the life you're proud to live. Line in the life. This is the life I never talk about, but maybe I don't have to hide it now. Every scar, every loss, every road that let me down built a man who finally knows himself now. This is the life I never talk about, the truth beyond the silence and the doubt. I lost myself but I found a way back out. And if I can rebuild, you can rebuild too somehow. I don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring, but I'm here and I'm ready. My story was about everything I lost. Now I know it's about everything I refuse to lose. My voice, my future, my heart, myself. So if you ask me who I am now, I'm not the man I was. I'm not the man I planned to be. I'm the man who survived becoming someone he didn't recognize, and finally decided to come home to himself. That's the life I never talk about. That's the life I'm finally living.